Hey everybody, what's going on? I am Gregg Sussman, joined today by Tom Vecchio of FanDuel on the Friday before the Super Bowl. We gotta talk about some NBA. What's going on, Tom?
I'm doing great. It's shaping up to be a really fun 9-game NBA slate tonight. A lot of high-scoring games. So let's get into it.
Let's do that. And let's start with the Miami Heat's Jimmy Buckets. Butler is priced at $8,500 tonight over on FanDuel. We've talked a lot about Miami, specifically about Bam Adebayo in recent weeks. Why going back to the Jimmy Butler well here this evening?
So Jimmy Butler is back for the Heat, playing the first 3 games since his return, and he's looking good, kind of his old form, the Jimmy minutes days from Chicago, where he's out there for 30-plus minutes, scoring 20 to 30 real points, and then filling up the rest of the stat sheet for 50-plus FanDuel points. And that's what we should be getting tonight. Pace-up spot for the Heat. They're 19th in the league going up against Washington. That's who are sitting at first right now. We have a solid 228 over-under. 1.32 FanDuel points per minute is where we see Jimmy Butler producing right now, and that should be fully on display against Washington, who are allowing 44.41 FanDuel points per opposing to small forwards. Right now in the Heat lineup, Bam Adebayo is doing a ton, but Tyler Hero isn't super consistent right now. Goran Dragic has been battling some injuries, not super consistent. So it's a lot of Jimmy and it's a lot of Bam recently for the Heat.
We say it all the time in DFS. Knowing what you're getting from a player is just so huge. And with Tyler Hero being inconsistent, Goran Dragic, Duncan Robinson, all really being up and down at the moment, you can count on Jimmy Butler. You can count on Bam Adebayo. Tonight, Butler's priced very fairly, $8,500. You get those 50 FanDuel points, you are in the money. So let's start with Butler tonight. Coming off a 50-point outing, Fred VanVleet in your lineup tonight. He's priced at $9,000, so he's certainly not cheap. But after what VanVleet did the other night, you're going right back to the well.
We want to be going right back to the well after 77 total FanDuel points, but I almost want to say I'd be going here without that recent performance. We have a 240-point over-under for the Raptors and Nets game. This is the highest on the slate. We know we want to be targeting these higher over-under games. We know both of these teams not looking amazing on defense, specifically the Nets really struggling this year. We also see both teams in the top half of the league when it comes to offensive pace. So right from face value, this is a great spot for the Heat. We should see plenty of their players very popular tonight. 1.12 FanDuel points per minute and a 24.5% usage rate for VanVleet is where we see them. But more importantly, the Raptors are making the second most three-pointers per game this season, and we have the Nets in the bottom 10 of the league for the most three-pointers allowed per game. So the ceiling is still there for VanVleet, kind of regardless of what he did in this most recent game. I'm taking the 240-point over-under. I'll take VanVleet at 9,000.
Yeah, that huge total sitting at 240 is something you cannot ignore. Coming off VanVleet, what he just did, the amount of threes that the Nets allow per game, the amount of threes that the Raptors make per game, it all should add up to another big game from FVV. Tonight against the Brooklyn Nets with this massively high total, VanVleet belongs in your lineup, even priced at $9,000. One final player to get to here, and he's in between the price of Jimmy Butler and Fred VanVleet. It's the Dominator, Domantas Sabonis, one of my guys, one of the most consistent players in the NBA this season. Sabonis has seen his price creep up, then back down. Why is Sabonis in a good spot tonight?
Also one of the players I really like rostering in DFS, and this might be one of my locks of the night. Is Sabonis is just going to eat. He's going to put up 50 FanDuel points or more. Going up against the Pelicans, they're allowing 46.34 FanDuel points per game to opposing power forwards. That's the 7th worst in the league. We've seen this total come up a little bit. It's sitting at 228 right now. It has a 1-point spread. So overall, this game environment is very solid. I know the Heat and the Wizards game is solid. Of course, Raptors and Nets is very solid. The Celtics and Clippers should also be good. I think this game could be a little bit undervalued, and I'm going to Sabonis is posting 1.24 FanDuel points per minute. Seeing all the double-doubles pushing towards a triple-double on a nightly basis. Under $9,000, Sabonis is going for over 50 points tonight.
Lock him in there for over 50, says Tom Vecchio, in one of the games that may be a bit unheralded with the Nets and the Raptors, Clippers, and Celtics on the schedule here. So the Wizards and Heat, as we talked about before, are going to be high scoring as well. So a little bit underrated here in this game, but Sabonis is going to eat against the New Orleans Pelicans, says Tom Vecchio. That's going to do it for us here on the FanDuel Hurry Up. Tom, we appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Same to you.
All right, everybody, get those lineups locked for both tonight's NBA slate and, of course, the Super Bowl Sunday matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. It should be fun. Whether you're playing DFS or you are making a bet, make sure you're using the FanDuel Sportsbook and, of course, playing DFS on FanDuel. For Tom Vecchio, I'm Gregg Sussman. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the NBA. Enjoy the big game. I'll see you back here on Monday for another edition of the FanDuel Hurry Up.